Man, as this has gone far, more and more people are bitching and complaining, and they have a right to, about a certain little company, little my ass, and the loot crates that are coming in. And they have an extremely good reason why they should hate EA on every front. Because now people are starting to look into EA's past. I think somebody took my previous video and or one of my videos and said, "Yeah, let's look at EA's all of history and everything that they've done. Not not just recently, but what they've done through history." And it's come to pass that, EA fucked a lot of people. And I mean a lot of people. Not just gamers. They fucked workers, employees, fellow creators, just about anybody else. And EA now wants to make movies so they can fuck the movie industry over. I mean, if you haven't heard, the Need for Speed film was a mild success, and now there's going to be a sequel. And now EA is thinking about putting some of their brother products into films. You know, you didn't. You need to go to 3 different theaters to see the proper video. A stunt like this was done a long time ago in the movie Clue, where you had to go to the right theater to see the right ending. Or was it a day by day, where one week one ending was revealed, the next week another ending, and then another week another ending, and then the final week the fourth and final and absolute ending. You can go look it up. Clue the movie. They really did that. Of course, the movie is now a cult hit, mainly because they show all 3 endings. Yeah, think about that and becoming to the most theaters because EA is now in control of your theaters. But like I said, Clue did flop in theaters, but it is now considered a cult classic. And thankfully, Clue was being run by Hasbro and not EA at the time. Of course, most people have forgotten about the Clue scandal, mostly because Paramount Pictures, who distributed it, threatened to hold a third. I said 4 endings original, but it's actually third. The third ending to the Clue movie. They want 2 weeks. They showed one ending. 2 weeks later, and then 2 weeks later they showed the second ending. And then we're going to show the third ending 2 weeks later. And the head of Paramount threatened to hold the last ending to of Clue, the film that went out in theaters, if he didn't get um, after a certain percentage of audience to watch his film. Basic, and not only that, you also had to pay $15 on the other 2 ending films to get a card that you had to turn in later to guess who the real murderer was in the final film, in the final ending. Yeah, it didn't work out too well. Imagine that with EA. EA, blocking the actual ending in an actual movie that you sat down and watched, and you won't get the actual ending unless you fork over enough money to justify the actual ending to be shown. Now, what was really sad though was the Clue movie, even though EA didn't touch it, was run by Hasbro and Paramount, and the movie was actually pretty fucking good. I actually recommend it now that all 3 endings are out on the DVD and Blu-ray releases. It's a good film, but still shit what they tried to pull on everybody. But that, I believe, was in the 80s or the 90s. Yeah, it was all the way in the 80s. And now we're here with good old EA putting loot crates and pay-to-win loots into a Star Wars video game, which I'm not surprised. And, and everybody else is like, I'm really depressed that they did this to me. I'm not. You know why? I didn't pay for the fucking game. And I'm not going to pay for the game at all. Everything EA has done with Star Wars Battlefront, both 1 and 2, especially 1 and 2, I can honestly tell you I saw it coming a mile away, especially when I saw how fucked up one was. And then all of a sudden, Battlefront 2 is just a debacle of just one clusterfuck after another. And now they're trying to say they're going to keep their. They went with loot crates over uh, because of they wanted to stay with continuity and a pink Darth Vader. Yeah, you never surprised me. You stopped surprising me a long time ago. As for the new people who still buy the EA products, what the fuck is wrong with you dumbasses? EA has been doing this for years. They have shut down hundreds of companies, and you're going to stand there and say, oh, I'm surprised they did this to me. They raped me. You bend over, you pull down your pants and said, insert here. How do you think that was going to fucking end? And yeah, I know that Blizzard has loot crates in most of their games, but most of that shit is mostly cosmetic bull. Or whenever you level up a character, you get a loot crate. So it doesn't interfere with the actual game. I mean, except Hero of the Storm, which is, a free to play game. But there you go. Their loot crates is just nothing more than cosmetic stuff. And even Bungie's mostly their loot crates are cosmetics. Well, until they started putting in some pay to win crap in there. But they've gone under the same progression system that Blizzard has. You know, every time your character hits a certain mark, they're gonna get a bright engram. As you could pay for bright engrams, or just collectively collect bright engrams as your character levels up, or after it's already leveled up, it's still gonna have that progression bar, and you just get one for free. Same thing goes even for Injustice. Unlike Mortal Kombat X, which put idiotic pay to win crap like those free fatalities that nobody used or bought. WB confuses the crap out of me on every decision. WB is more like a half a company wants to screw you over like EA, and the other half wants to treat you like an actual gamer. And they both collide to make bizarre decisions that just don't mix. Then you got what everybody's complaining about is the loot crates in GTA Online, which doesn't exist. All they really do is have all these luxurious items, and then they jack up the prices. So you would have to pay more money of actual physical money to get those luxurious items. But for some reason, loot crates are in is in a diesel truck you can buy to drive down the street, because driving a diesel truck is the same as pulling. It's gambling. What? No, there are no loot crates in GTA Online. They just have overpriced, luxurious items that are in kind of the bullshit realm. And I'm still going to say it's a $60 game because at least you could play an actual video game, with the three characters on there from beginning to end for like 4 to 5 hours worth. Or I believe 6 to 7 hours worth, actually. GTA 5. But paying for an overpriced, luxurious item is not gambling. Gambling is where you pull a lever and then you see these three things go down, and if you hit something big, you get big money, or you hit nothing, then you're shit out of money. Someone please remind me of how loot crates and the actual meaning of loot crates is. Because paying for a vehicle is not gambling. Yes, I agree. What Rockstar is doing is dubious on making a lot of these luxurious items and having you way overpay for some of their shit. Okay, most of their shit. Okay, all of their shit. But that is not loot crates. I don't even think that's in the realm of pay to win, because everybody still has the same amount of weapons and guns, unless your character's a lower level. And those of you who don't know that, if you're below 120, you can't have access to a certain a certain amount of weapons in the game. And to get those special upgrades that you do have to pay kind of to win, like the sniper, uh, like getting the sniper gun with the body heat sensors in them. And if you're at a lower level, you can't upgrade that gun. So I call GTA a scam in overpriced luxurious items. I do not call it a loot crate scam. And as for EA, all they did was take the Overwatch loot crates and decided to put pay to win mechanics in there as a gambling sort of set. Like, yeah, maybe you'll get the high powered gun that can automatically aim for each of your each of your opponents. Or maybe you won't. And that is what to me is pay to win loot crate bullshit. But I'm not surprised. EA, shut down companies, mis- uh, mistreated a lot of their employees, made them even work over hours, lied, lied on a lot of their work ethics, tried to nickel and dime everybody on almost every single one of their games. And you know why they're trying to do this with the Battlefront 2 games and put the loot crates in there and try to get you to buy more money? And a lot of people are saying, well, we need another FIFA game. Well, here's some reality about EA Sports. It's slowly dying. See, when EA monopolized, the same thing happened with Harley Davidson against Indian bikes. When Harley Davidson ate up Indian bikes, then Harley Davidson's quality and their bikes went completely trash. And now they're finally starting to actually make good bikes again. Because for a while, throughout the 80s and 90s and 2000, mostly noticeable throughout the 2000s, Harley Davidson's quality had gone to shit. They had no competitors in their bikes. Well, the same thing is showing in EA Sports. There's no competitors against EA Sports. They monopolized the entire industry to themselves. And of course, they did it by making a deal with the NFL and throwing out so all the other companies had to make up their own players and shit. Well, as we all know, the Madden and all the other EA Sports games have gone completely down in the shits, and they haven't really made a good Madden game in God knows how long. In fact, all they've done is just recreate the same fucking game over and over and over. They're just adding loot crates and all this other shit in there. And now they want to turn it into a service. Why? Because they're losing money on it. And they're losing money is because less and less people are playing football games. When have you seen a football or soccer or any kind of sports game become a top-notch AAA game? I'm serious. When was the last time you've seen any kind of sports game become a top-notch game since EA has monopolized on the entire sports industry on their games? None. And most people are now just getting on multiplayer games or any other type of games. Hell, even football fans are have literally stopped playing the football games. And even the wrestling games have started to decline. Of course, I believe that's more Activision. Because, Activision actually beat EA to the wrestling market and actually got a deal with the WWF. But sports games in general are usually forgotten about in the past, like, in a period of 2 months. Now, I haven't even heard a single bit of news coming in the sports arena of video games. Not one. Because no one's giving a shit. Some people are even considering Blood Bowl, which is a crappy Orcs football game. Yeah, Orcs. As being better than Madden. So, EA Sports is a slowly dying economy. They're making tons of money right now, but as you can see year by year, they're not making as big as a profit as they used to make. Because all they've done is just they clone the same game, monopolized over it, and then forced you to only play their game, and now they want to turn it into a service. Who wants to be in that? Only the top officials who thought that when Xbox One was coming out with all that DRM shit that they had planned was a good idea. The thing is, even though EA has been making a shit ton of money and their profits have been shooting up, even though their profits have dropped down again, I don't see them around for very much longer. Of course, I don't see BioWare around much longer neither, because a lot of people are fearing that BioWare is going to be the next company, along with Respawn Entertainment, that EA will shut down. And I got a feeling that Anthem is dead on arrival. And not only that, how many creators out there want to make another sports game based on a popular sport? None of them. They would rather create a game on, centered around beer pong than they will this, another football or basketball or anything. And all I'm saying is, I'm glad I did buy Battlefront 2. I plan on not buying Anthem or whatever the fuck that BioWare game's coming out. Of course, I did have fun buying Mass Effect Andromeda, just the shitstorm that came afterwards. Oh, that was hilarious. Worth the money. EA should just change their slogan from, instead of EA, it's in the game, or EA Sports, it should be more like EA, we're gunning for you and your wallet. Loot crates for everyone. See ya. Fuck you, EA.
Well, boys, this has been real educational and all, but now let's part with that old EA Sports saying, "Get the fuck out of my building."